Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And able to elude one tackler, but only gets this back to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd down and 9. From the gun, Jackson. This will go to Henry out wide. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
That's good for a Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Play action. Now Jackson. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that'll be incomplete with the penalty marker down as well. And I think he was beyond the line of scrimmage when that ball left his hand. He broke that line of scrimmage and then let it fly, and that's an automatic flag.
Yeah, and you don't just lose the 5 yards there, but you lose it down as well. So he obviously needs to have better awareness about what he's going to do. Either tuck it and go or throw it to a target and get that pass away.
After the penalty, it's Henry. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Couple of plays sent him the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Oh, big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. First down, here's the run with Cook. And down to the 36-yard line here. 85 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Again, it's Cook. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. So naturally they will decline it. They got the first down anyway on the play.
Who needs a penalty when you picked up the first down through hard work and effort anyway? First down.
Here's Allen. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bills with the football as we start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Allen to throw it. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here.
At the 10-yard line.
Alert, alert, alert! Half 10. 56, 56. Hey, home, home, home.
Allen now looks to throw. Throw complete right side to Cooks. Then he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Brandon Cooks from 10 yards out. And the Bills have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Ravens, nothing.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. Able to slither by. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Jackson. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore 1st.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
2 minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, middle.
On the option right is Jackson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now a 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 30-yard line.
Jackson now. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Now it's Jackson. Henry's got it out on the left side. This will wind up a loss on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Middle. Hey.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. He'll try to do it himself. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. And the aggressive play call simply does not work out. You're on your own side of the field here. Punt it, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a time for analytics and a time for being aggressive, but not with this field position. There's also a time for good old football 101 sense.
Yeah.
Punt it away.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 33. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this 2nd quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Now Jackson.
7-yard line.
Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
What's that? What's that?
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. Into the hands of the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
And the Bills, first down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Now Allen. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Now Allen. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
The strong windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter.
Middle. 5 wide.
A final shot before half for Allen. That's caught right side by Palmer. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 to score as we get rolling again here in this 2nd half. Now Ali going to take it out of the end zone. And not what he was hoping for when he brought it out. They're going to get him down short of the 15-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the 2nd half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reversed red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down. Well, if they have any designs on getting back into this football game in the 2nd half, they're going to need to be much sharper offensively than they were on this opening possession. Not much happening here, and it'll lead to a 4th down.
Boy, not deterred from those first 2 failed attempts. They're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. They're going to try and throw. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a 1st down. Cook up the gut. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Second and 12 at the 21-yard line.
On play action, Allen. This is caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
It's a gain of 20. And the Bills.
Middle.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Cook is in. Touchdown, Bills.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
For a two-point conversion.
Allen will try to throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more.
Ravens nothing. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
First and 10 at their own.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Inside handoff, Henry. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson going to keep it. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down.
A gain of 6. And the Baltimore 1st down. First and 10.
They go play action with Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And some room to maneuver. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. And he's got it. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
It's 2nd and inches. At the 2.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. James Cook taking it in from a yard out. And the Bills will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
The Bills are lining up for a 2-point conversion.
They'll look to throw. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
28. Ravens nothing.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. On the return, Rasheen Ali. Now a hit and a loose football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. And that is wide to the left and no good, but there are multiple flags on the field. I think this drive is going to stay alive. Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 37. He'll start with a give to Henry. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Second and 10. Throwing is Jackson. That is caught. Rashad Bateman. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
To throw is Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Henry up the middle. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Though certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Allen going to run with it. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That is incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
Allen going to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being...
But I think the ball's out. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here's 2nd and 10.
180. 180. Report.
Here's Jackson to throw. A check down here for Henry. And he is going to lose yardage here. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. And this offense on 3rd down today, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd down and 12. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now they run the sweep as Allen just pops this forward. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end. And that play going nowhere.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
And Allen is actually going to throw it here. Now he fires deep for Shakir. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Half 85.
Allen. He'll fire one end zone for Cooks. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. 1st down.
1st down, Buffalo.
Allen now looks to throw. He'll look down the field here for Kincaid. And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Allen's pass.
Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Jackson going to keep it. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Play action. Now Jackson. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And the Bills are going to get it as he goes down. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
First down.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
Hey, Alpha, sit hot.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here's a 2nd and 8. So Allen's going to look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Malachi Starks. And the Ravens are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. Zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. One last shot for Jackson. He's going to let it fly. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick. And the Bills come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.